Hi, I am Dr. Umesh Jagtap, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Botany, Rajaram College, Kolhapur. Today, we are going to deal with academic writing. Academic writing is a formal style of writing that researchers and educators use in the scholarly publications. It focuses on evidence-based arguments and logical reasoning to guide a reader's understanding of a subject. This writing contributes towards the knowledge and leading to the advancement of the research. Academic writing is useful to build a academic and professional reputation. When we compare academic writing to the other writing style, then academic writing is more evidence-based arguments which uses a formal tone, and this academic writing is intended for specific scholarly audience. The current slide showing the difference between academic versus general purpose writing. So you can pause this video and you can read the differences between the academic writing and general purpose writing. So academic writing is more structured as compared to the journal purpose writing, and this writing we can intended for the scholarly audience, which is objective and having a strict referencing style. Academic writing ends up into the research papers, while journal purpose writing we can write to inform, entertain to a general public and the specific group. The general purpose writing uses informal and flexible style, and often the general purpose writing is not occur in a structural way. The general purpose writing ending with blogs, emails or certain arts books. So in next slide we are dealing with the academic writing, specifically writing a research article. Before you going to start to write a research article, think about why you want to publish your work and ask four questions, which includes: have you done something new, or is there is a challenging in your work, and this work is a current topic of high interest, and have you provided the solutions to some difficult problems. If your answer is yes, then you can go for writing a research article. Then we come to know how that particular research articles structured or written. This slide showing a general structure of article. The general structure of article consists of the title, abstract, keywords, followed by the introduction, methods, generally it is called as material method section or experimental section, then results and discussion. It is followed by the conclusions, acknowledgement, references and supplementary data. When we are going to write a research article, you can always start with preparation of the figures and tables from your raw data. After preparation of figures and tables, you are going to write methods, results and discussion sections simultaneously. Later, you go for the conclusions and introduction section, and lastly, you're going to write title, abstract and keywords. So we are looking one by one about the different sections of the research manuscripts. So first section is comes, that is the title. Effective manuscript titles should be concise, informative, and that particular titles showing that is a results or the particular identify the main issue of your research article, and mostly the title must be attracts the reader's attention, and the title does not use the technical words or rarely used abbreviations. There are the different types of the titles. So first it is known as the indicative titles. So indicative titles, for example, see the effectiveness of bed nets at different season. So this is the type of the indicative title because these titles describes the subject matter. So what is tested? The effectiveness of the bed nets at different seasons, but these titles does not show any results or the conclusions. So such type of the titles are called as a indicative titles. Second, informative titles. For example, bed nets are most effective in the rainy season. So such type of the informative titles includes the results and conclusion as well as describes the subject matter. So from this title you have get the idea that authors have tested the effectiveness of the bed nets. So it is the subject matter. But the bed nets are most effective in the rainy season. So it also includes the results and conclusion. Next, there is a question type titles. For example, when are bed nets most effective against mosquitoes? So this such a type of the titles poses a direct question in the title. Then main title followed by the subtitle. For example, the effect of bed nets on the mosquitoes. First, rainy season effectiveness. So such type main title followed by the subtitle type of the titles are not favored by the journal editors because once such type titles are accepted and publish a research article, there is a mandatory for that particular editor to publish its sequels. So then same author are come up with the another article entitled The Effect of Bed Nets on the Mosquitoes, Second Winter Season Effectiveness. So this leads to the sequels. Therefore, such types of the articles such types of the titles are not favored by the editors. Title section is followed by keywords. So keywords are used by the indexing services and this is used for the library for their categorization of the research articles. So keywords must be specific and these are related to your research paper. You can use the established abbreviations such as the DNA, RNA, but you cannot use unknown abbreviations as in the keywords. This slide showing the sum of the titles and their keywords. You can pause this video and you can read that particular titles and their keywords. Keyword sections followed by the abstracts. So abstract is nothing but a summarized uh, para of your entire research article. So abstract consists of that is a methods, results and conclusion in a single paragraph. Most of the journals having a word limit that is 200 to 250 words are limits for the abstract. So when you're preparing the abstract, make it understandable and the interesting to the readers. Make it accurate and specific because this is also provides a decision maker. After reading your abstract, the editor also decides whether your paper accepted for the peer review or not accepted for the peer review. So keep it as brief as possible. So abstract is nothing but a summary of your research article. Abstract section followed by the introduction section. In the introduction section, you should provide background to the problem, significance of the problem, objectives, and research questions. So, introduction section consists of only 3 to 4 paragraphs. In 3 to 4 paragraphs, you have to describe the background of your research, then significance of your research, what type of the questions you have addressed in your research article, and what are the objectives of your research. Introduction section followed by the method section. Generally, it is called as a materials method section or experimental section. In this section, you have to describe the different methodologies you can use to solve a research problem. So, materials and methods section. In this section, you include the detailed information and protocols that can use to in your research article. But if you use any methodology that is described previously in another paper, then you can only write uh, the reference of that paper. And if you have done certain types of the modifications in their procedure, then you have to quote only those modifications. Another thing is that if you use any specific type of the chemicals or the equipments, then you also uh, note the catalog number and manufacturers information in this method sections. But if you use the general routinely used chemicals such as the NaCl, then you cannot provide the catalog number. You can provide the catalog number and the specification if your experimentation consists of any specific type of the chemicals. Another thing is that if you are carried out certain humans and animal trials, then you have to provide the certifications for your animal laboratory, or you can show the ethics committee approval. Another thing is that that particular if your methods consist of and the animals or the human trials, then editors also ask you provide the such kind of the certifications. Then material method section followed by the result section. So result section, you can only present a selected and the key data, and this data you should be organized into the different subheadings so can readers can be easily identified, or you can move from one experiment to another experiment. So you can use the subheadings. Then you can highlight what are the main findings you have find into your result section. And if you find any contrasting result or the surprising result, then you also quote that surprising result. These all are the results are supported by the statistical analysis, and you can use carried out the statistical analysis by using a simple Excel, or you can use the various packages like R package, or you can use GraphPad Prism or SPSS. So there are the many statistical analysis software are available, and to provide the results you can use the visual aids such as the graphs or tables. But same results you can not be present in tables, graphs, or in written. So you can only use either graphs or the tables depending upon your type of the data for visualization. Result section followed by the discussion section. So after quoting and presenting your results in discussion section, you can provide the interpretation about your results, and discussion section is must align with your result sections. In discussion sections you can compare your results with already published findings, whether you get the results in agreement with the earlier data or in contrasting with the earlier data. So in discussion section you can tie together all of your results. Discussion section is followed by the conclusions. So again, conclusion is in summarized form. It is a concise, and this conclusion is consist of the justification of your research article and how that particular your research paper leading to the advancement of the knowledge. The conclusion section is also consist of and this what kind of the future experimentations you want to do after this. So conclusion section is a very concise, clear, and including your rationale and the justification for doing such kind of the research and which type of the particular questions addressed in that particular research article. After conclusion, there is an acknowledgement section. In acknowledgement sections, you are acknowledge the various persons such as the advisors. You can acknowledge the funding agencies or the financial supported for your project work or for your research article. If uh, anyone helps with you for proofreading your article or the typing your article, then such a persons are not becomes the author for your research article. So you can put proofreaders and typists in the acknowledgement sections, or anyone who may have donated or provided some kind of the chemicals or any materials, or then such persons also acknowledge in the acknowledgement section. Acknowledgement section is followed by the references. So you can limit your references only relate references related to your research articles. Those references should you include in the references list. Before citing the references, you should be absorb the reference material so you can thoroughly go through the papers or the research articles, understand it, and then you can cite in your research article. Avoid self citations, so you can avoid citation of your own research papers, and you can diversify the citations. Means sometimes some of the authors they can only cite the papers from their parent institution or their only regional papers or the regions. So such types of the references is not allowed in the research article. So you can uh, cite the papers throughout the globe. And lastly, for the quoting the references, you should adhere the referencing style, whether it is the APA, Chicago, or the Vancouver. You can get idea about the referencing style by referring guide for authors for that particular journal. This referencing section followed by the supplementary material. So supplementary material are the material that we cannot include into the main paper or the research article, because the research article has the word limit, and due to the word limit we cannot put all the data in that particular research paper. So we can put or report only significant data in a research paper. So there are the another content which acts as a supplementary for that particular data we are reporting into the main paper. So this data must be a data sets or must be detailed methodology or any other charts. Then there is a genetic information or any multimedia uh, files or the images, or there are the large tables. So such a data which are the supplementary to our main findings, such a data we can put into as the supplementary material. This supplementary material is available online for authors use. These supplementary data helpful for the scientific progress, discoverability, and is also helpful for the plagiarism prevention and data backup. So up to this, we are studied how that particular research article structured, or what is the nature of the research article. But finally, are you ready to submit your research article? Then, before submitting your research article, you should be answer these questions: whether your research article is leading to the advancement of the science, is audience are interested in your research article, is your research article is properly structured, you have justified the conclusions, you have the accessible references, whether the figures and tables are formatted as per the journal styles, and these research articles must be grammar or the spelling error free. So there is no any grammatical and the typographical mistake. If this checklist uh, is ready, then you can go for publishing your research article.